All right, here we are live for coin reveal number 659. This is a 1941D plastic tubed roll, all BU coins. Hoping this turns out to be a really good one because 1941D is one of those years that's very special if you can happen to find any. RPMs. Are we actually live? Because I still have a spinning wheel. And okay, looks like we're live. It looks like I'm also the only one here, so I'll just go ahead and get started. But when someone else shows up, please let me know you're here. That does about as much good, because you can't hear me if you're not here. All right, here we go. Coin number one, numero uno, for stream number 659 goes to Carl. And Carl's first coin in the roll. Let's get this nice sneaked out. Just a little bit of brown on these. Not quite as red BU as I wanted them to be, but they are 1941 after all, which tends to be a year that's kind of difficult to find solid red, and also they are somewhat expensive. Hello, Mr. Adams there, Otis. How you guys doing? Very first coin we've got out here, so you haven't missed anything yet. How do I sound? I want to know how I sound because I have a brand new microphone. Five by five. Sounds good. Thank you very much. Want to be sure that as I continue doing my broadcasting, I continuously improve in quality, and everything just continues to get better and better. Don't necessarily want to have to be pointed directly at my mic for it to hear me. So this is a change to a quad-directional, multi-directional microphone. It'll help a whole lot, or it should anyway. Oh, Mr. Smelko. Mr. Smelko, I need you to contact me as soon as you can. cd@coppercoins.com. cd@coppercoins.com. Thank you much, sir. Let's see what else we have. If anything on this, we are going to be checking the first 10 coins on the reverse side during the show for double die reverse. If there is any sign of double die on the reverse of any of these coins, we'll continue looking through the obverse and reverse of every coin. Otherwise, we'll just switch over to doing the obverses only and let Eric handle the reverses once he gets the coins. That way we can save a little bit of time on the broadcast for the more than likely event that there are no double die reverses in the roll. But if we catch a double die reverse on those first 10 coins, you can be sure that we'll catch them. Alright, that's coin number 3. One and done. Now coin number 4. Mark Adams. Yeah, I don't see any doubling on this coin either. We'll flip it over and take a look at the reverse side because we're still within that first 10 coins. Let me back this out a little bit. Seems like we're looking on the more or less molecular level, and I want to have a better look at the overall coin. That should do us a little better. Hello, Eric. Good afternoon, sir. That's a lot easier. Not so much to find. Mr. Smelko, did you get my request? I haven't seen that you got my request or heard my request that you send me an email. Just send me an email and I will respond to you. Got nothing on that side of that coin. It is entirely possible that we go through the entire 1941 D roll and do not find any of the double dies or repunch mint marks that we would hope for. Got you, Jonathan. Thank you. Just giving it that honest effort, you know? Just trying to find anything that we can possibly find that we might have in here. Considering more and more going in the direction of actually holding class online, live, for people to ask questions. We'll have to do some sort of a schedule, sign-up thing so that we can get everybody involved in the classes who wants to be in them. It's going to be a relatively small classroom size online class where everyone gets to speak, everyone gets to ask questions, and everyone gets one-on-one Q&A time with yours truly. All the questions you've got, you come up with anything that you need to ask questions about, and if you can come up with images for me, I'll certainly take a look at your images and figure out what we can do about getting you an answer. That doubling, or that thing right there that you see, is a flake off the Y of Liberty. It's a little flake of metal that just moved a little bit. But nothing of any particular special value there, but it is a retained lamination peel. And this one goes to Frosty. Here's coin number 8 now. Goes to Ant. And for Ant we find... it's another relatively nice uncirculated 1941 D Lincoln cent, but it doesn't appear. Okay, this one was a roll ender, that's why it's so dark on the reverse. But we have no double die here. Kind of wondering if I should be doing the classes that I'm talking about doing one by one and offering them to the people who come to the auctions as a buy it now item during the auctions, or if I should do it like in a subscription format where you subscribe to be a class member and you are invited to any of the classes. Still not exactly sure how to handle that. Maybe you could give me some feedback and let me know what you think. That'll help me make my decisions. The way I'm kind of looking at it right now is somewhere in the tune of roughly $20 per class, per student, to spend time, go through my coins, show you everything that I've got and everything I know about it, and then to offer you the ability to ask questions and for me to answer questions. We'll be going through die states, we'll be going through stages, we'll be going through grading Lincoln cents, attributing Lincoln cents, the different classes of hub doubling. I already did an example on the RPM directional chart, show you a little bit about RPM directions, but we can also get more in depth than I did during the last presentation, where I can get estimate marks out and show you how those work as well. I'm thinking about pretty much offering them on a once every 2 to 3 week basis, probably with a maximum of 15 students. They'll be 1 to 2 hours long each, and probably be held on Discord. It's the only place I know of where I can other than doing like a Zoom or something like that where I could get everyone live at the same time. I'd have to get Zoom and learn how to use it and make sure that it is possible to do the things that I would like to do using Zoom. I do know that there are some people who are against having Discord but would do the classes if I were to offer them somewhere other than Discord. I cannot do it on YouTube. The reason I cannot do it on YouTube is because I don't know specifically of any way that I can invite only certain people. But in addition to that, there is such a lengthy lag that it might actually seriously affect our ability to be able to hold a class and keep a class going using YouTube. Let's see what we have here. There is some chance this is an RPM. I'm going to brighten it up a little bit so we can see it better. I do believe that could be a south RPM right there on the inside of the mint mark. In fact, the more I look at it, the more I'm convinced that it probably is one. So that is going to be primarily and temporarily listed as an RPM in our notes. And I also believe this could be a class 6 double die, because there is some extra thickness toward the rim and curvature toward the rim, like there on the E and on the W. Let's see. And I thought maybe I might even be seeing some notching at the corners of some of the lettering, which would not be class 6. That would make it a class 1 or a 5. Let's see here. Yeah, I believe I could be seeing some notching at the corners of the letters. Mostly class 6 though. But if it is a different class, it's going to be a class 5. With a pivot point somewhere around 6 o'clock toward the bottom of the design. So I think I can see a notch right up here at the corner of the E, right there, and one up at the corner of the W, but they're very difficult to see. I don't see any notching anywhere else, so I might negate that notching, but I would definitely go with a minor class 6 double die obverse with a repunch mint mark to the south. That would make this very encouraging and very nice. 1941D is actually quite scarce for RPMs. Uncirculated RPMs, 1941D generally $20 to $25, if not more. So there is that one. That one goes to Crispy. I'm going to hold this out. And we'll continue taking a look through the remainder of the roll. See if we can come up with any more of those. There's one for Chubby Pop Chaser. Let's see what he gets. It's not the same. It's not a double die at all. And it doesn't look like an RPM either. So we'll gainfully move on from that one and see what we can find further down the line here. Coin number 16 goes to Frosty. And for Frosty we have... it looks like another normal one. Very clean looking coins. Very nice. Easy on the eye coins here. Although they are kind of a red brownish, but they are BU. They are still uncirculated coins. Yeah, see, and that RPM class was very impromptu. My plan would be to create a digital presentation and go through the presentation as like we would be in a regular classroom setting. And we would have sections where the sections would be very well lined out. At the end of each section, we'd have a chance for Q&A for that particular section. And then we would move on with the next section. Then toward the end, yep, pretty much like an old school PowerPoint. Although mine would more likely be a PDF format because I don't like Microsoft products. So there is that. Kind of have a tendency to stay away from Microsoft all I can. But if it serves the purpose, I'll do it. So I think I can get PowerPoint to show up pretty well. Not PowerPoint. PDF. Do PDFs on a horizontal screen wide format. So, yes, and you would be able to see it very easily and very well. Plus, I could actually maybe be talked into sharing it with people after the class is over. I'd come up with a new class about every 2 to 3 weeks. First of all, it wouldn't choke your budget, and second, it would be something that would be very formal, very well put together so that you would have good notes for later. I would probably make a members only section of the website of, I don't know what website yet. I'm just talking right now. Don't really know exactly how to do all this. I'd be hoping that somebody could help me with it, help me figure it out and learn it. But I would make a members only section where the people who had been through the classes would have the ability to go in and watch, learn, relearn, and download perhaps the document and the video. I'd love to be able to do that. I'd love to have the technology all set up and ready to go. Something I don't have to go through trying to set up. I can just be the teacher and not the technologist. That one's got toning on it. Some nice toning too. Albeit a normal 1941 D-Lincoln cent. Let's move on to coin number 24. That would be for Int. And for Int, I have, unfortunately, another normal 1941D Lincoln cent with some color. What I don't like about Microsoft products is once you start putting them on your computer, they take over. And I don't like that. I like to be able to choose exactly what my computer has on it, what it doesn't. Don't like to be told what I'm going to have. I got one there for Sureg. Tends to be pretty normal. I don't know. Give me some feedback. What do you guys think about it? If you like typing anything in here to talk to me, I would be very open to your suggestions, comments, thoughts. I did have a person come to me regarding the price amount that I'm considering charging for copper coins. And I don't charge anything for it now. Have never charged anything for it ever. And for at least the last 15 years, I've paid close to $275 a month to keep that website on the web. That is a lot of money when you think it through. For 15 years at $200 a month, I'm sure someone could do the math. And I'm considering moving to a place where I'm going to let the members at large take over the cost of the server and kind of pay me back a little for the amount of time and effort that I've put into this whole project since 1999. Actually, 97 is when I started it. Hello, Mr. McCumber. So The amount that I'm considering charging is an annual fee for $5 per month. $5 per month would be $60 a year. And that would open everyone who pays up to the ability to see all of the marker photos that I have in the bowels of the system in nice large format. And it would give them the ability to use the other features that I have upcoming. To be, once you log into the website, there would be a place where you could actually keep track and keep an inventory of your own coins using the Copper Coins database. So you would have your own little desktop area in Copper Coins called My Copper Coins that would allow you to keep track of everything that you've got using the Copper Coins database. Secondly, it would give you a buy-sell trade ability to have the things that you have as extra. You would be able to mark those items as for trade or sale, and they would show up in the they would show up to other members. When you look up a die variety, you would see, for instance, if Eric had one and Dan was looking a coin up, looked up a particular die, decided, well, that really isn't the die that I was looking for, but hey, look, Eric has one of these available for sale. Maybe I'll talk to him and see what kind of trade I could do. And then it would be up to Eric to decide whether he would want to make the sale of the trade, and if he did, he could mark it as sold or traded, and it would take it out of his inventory. Yes, even shields. The other thing that it would probably give us the ability to do after a while, I would get the programming together for it, is to actually compete in a registry of Lincoln Cent die varieties. That would give us the ability to, say, for instance, 1941D RPM number 7, if anybody has one of those, they would be able to mark that they have one and what condition it came back as, because they would have to submit all of those for review and attribution and get a serial number on it. Then they could use that serial number to compete in the registry. If you happen to have the best graded one, or the one that's in the best condition, then we could get those listed in the Copper Coins registry, and you could compete in a number of different sets with one coin. So for instance, a 1941 set, a 1941D set, a World War II era RPM set, an overall die variety set, an overall RPM set, any RPM that goes to the Southeast set. That would allow people to join in on different sets, register their coins, and compete in that set with other collectors. That could bring in a lot of collectors from a lot of different directions. So that would give you the ability to both collect and be a salesman of your own and sell the extras or trade the extras that you've got using the Copper Coins website. All that for $5 a month. I don't think that's too much to ask. With the R on 35, here, let me pull this coin back out. That Stan's coin. I'm going to look at it here in just a second. Now, 35 was Mickey's coin. The R, I think I saw it and I skipped over it. Are you talking about the R in Liberty? Or perhaps the R in Trust? The R in Trust is what you're talking about, most likely. That is a scrape from a counting machine. The counting machine was twirling around the coin and scraped the tops off of these letters. That's kind of what I thought, that $5 was a bargain, but I was told by someone that I would be pricing out a number of people who would like to be able to participate for $2 or $3. And I'm thinking, well, yeah, but this is also a business, and I also have to make money. And at $2 or $3, I would be twice as far out making money as I would be at $5, which I think is too low. But because there's so many other entities out there basically giving away technology to get people to use it so that they make money on other things, I wouldn't be making money on other things. I would simply be looking to make just the money on the sign-up fees that I could kind of at some day, some point in my life, no time in the near future, sit back and comfortably live in my armchair or in my RV and not have to worry about continuing to beef up things, run sales, run all kinds of things, handle hundreds of pounds of rolls and going to the post office and things like that to be able to continue to make my retirement money. That's what this is supposed to be eventually, is my retirement vehicle. I don't have a large cash retirement savings, and I don't necessarily trust the stock market to take care of my money. I trust me to take care of my money. And I have my retirement basically tied up in inventory. And I'm working on trying to pare down some of that inventory, but at the same time, I want to come up with some good information, some good things, some good tools, good classes, good other things that people can use in their collecting adventure that they wouldn't mind paying something for, that doesn't exactly have much of a cost outlay on my part, except my time, my energy, and my knowledge. And doing an online class is something that I can build a pamphlet, book, whatever you might want to call it, that I could present online, then print and send to people should they want it that way. And I could do that and teach the classes and not have to not have to worry about where my next meal's coming from. These days, I basically live as a pauper. I don't have a whole lot. I don't bring in a whole lot beyond the cost of the items that I spent on. So where I'm coming from here with this is the ability for other people to share in my information, my knowledge, and spend a little bit doing it, but get a lot for their future. Hey there, Mama Shoe. Now, coin number 42 goes back to Mickey. Let's see what Mickey has here. So does anybody think that my microphone sounds very different than the old one that I used, say, 2 or 3 weeks ago? Because I'm hoping it does. I just don't know, because I personally haven't done much to test this on a recording and go back and listen to it. I do have a recording running right now so that I can go back and take a listen and see that I sound better than I used to. What I'm trying to do is come out with a pretty clear voice. I'm trying to get rid of all the static, all the background noise, all of the tinniness and everything that you would get in a cheap microphone. Got a good microphone for a change, or at least I hope this is a good microphone that I can use for future broadcasts. Okay, we are rounding down to close to the back end of this roll. We will be doing 2 other rolls today. I have a 1950D and a 1951S roll each to do today. And then tomorrow we'll get into the 3 rolls that tail up this week's reveals. We won't be doing a reveal show tomorrow because tomorrow is American holiday, and I just don't think everyone would be available to be at the show, nor would want to be at the show. I am short 1 coin. I'm going to be short 1 coin in this roll. Whoever has number 50 is going to have to take a credit, unfortunately. I thought this roll was full. Turns out it is not. That one's for Carl. So, here's 47 for Eric Bayer. Machine doubling. That's what that is, machine doubling. Anytime you have doubling on a coin minted prior to 1990, and the mint mark and the date being so close to one another have doubling that is obviously related to one another, you definitely have machine doubling. The reason being is that when the dies were made back then, they weren't made with mint marks. They were made with just the date. So if there was doubling on the die when the die was made, then you would have doubling on the date, but the mint mark was punched in by hand afterward. So any doubling, anything that you would have on the mint mark would be completely different from what you had on the date. So that'll tell you immediately with these older coins, especially any wheat where you have doubling on the date and the mint mark that are related to one another, definitely machine doubling, nothing else. Although machine doubling can be somewhat, let's call it somewhat attractive, and some people actually collect it, some people really like it, it is considered non-collectible doubling by people like, well, John Wexler and yours truly, because they are very unpredictable and very common, meaning that they can happen pretty much anytime, anywhere, and they are not a die-to-die thing. They are a coin-to-coin thing. I can make one coin that has machine doubling, the very next coin minted might not have machine doubling, which means that you could get, 300,000 coins in a production run that all have machine doubling on them that had nothing wrong with the die at all. And the reason we collect die varieties, the reason we collect double dies and repunch mint marks, things like that, is because the dies are inspected prior to being hung on the press to make coins. So they're not supposed to get into the system. But Jackalope Herdmaster is the one I'm going to have to give a credit to. I found one coin here that I think is a die variety. We'll have to take a better look at it later. It goes to Crispy. And that is all I got in this roll, unfortunately. Jackalope gets a freebie out of this one. I'll make sure that he gets credit for this and gets that much worth of free entries because this roll was short. But anyway, we are going to move on now to reveal number 660. Reveal 660, 1950D roll. I'll have it out and ready to go in just a few minutes. We'll start it on a new. Sarah Ratcliffe, I'm glad you came in. I'm glad you're here. I did see your email, and I will take care of this with you. I do have your coins done, finished, and ready to go. We didn't have any conversation over a period of was close to 2 or 3 weeks, so I wanted to be sure that we were in contact with one another and for sure that you had expressed interest before I actually sent you a bill. So I will get you the bill sent today, and you can pay it, and then I'll send these out. Now, tomorrow, Monday, is a national holiday for the United States, so I won't be able to send anything through the mail tomorrow, but I will send it on Tuesday if you have it paid before then. But I appreciate it. I'll be on here in just a couple of minutes. I'll be on reveal number 660, and we can talk about things further then. Have a great afternoon for those who can't come back, and for those who can, I'll see you in just a few minutes.